Okay, so we finally go back to Milan. That was where I was preaching. Hadn't been there in a month. When I left, my wife had just died. So I comes back a month later, 30 days later, I come back to the church. Folks have been missing me, and praying for me and all of that. But when I come back, I had this woman with me.
Mm-hmm.
And she had this little old 30-day-old baby in her arms, which was the boy, no, Anston.
Yeah.
And so everybody's wondering. I know they wondering. So I gets in the pulpit.
Uh-huh.
And I,
That's only maybe the leadership knew, brother
White,
and
Benny.
Hampton.
Yeah, Brother Hampton. Yeah.
The,
So
the older two older members knew.
yeah, that I had remarried, but everybody else probably didn't
Did
know.
not. Mm-mm.
So I gets in the pulpit, and this is what I say. I said, now I know you all are wondering who this woman is with me.
Mm-hmm.
This is my wife, and I don't love her.
Mm.
Packed house.
Right at the pulpit.
And I don't say anything. I'm sitting there, and I told B, I said, I remember just a chill going over me. But then I remember, well, I don't love him either. God got us. And I just sit there. I just sit there. And he managed to preach that first little sermon. And that's how we started. But there were members even there
yeah.
that was broken. I didn't understand all of it. I didn't understand it. I just want to be honest. I didn't understand all of it, but I got there. And I realized, that's when I realized it couldn't be me. I wasn't a bad person. And I would just, I would cry a lot and pray a lot. But I decided that every weekend that we would leave West Tennessee and go back to Vanessa's mom's house so that she could see the boys every weekend. And every weekend we went, they were waiting on us. The same group. And this wasn't one weekend out of the month. This was weekend after weekend. And we would sit and they would say whatever they had to say about us and call me names. And I would sit. We pack up, they pass the baby around. They get a baby back to me. We get Tony. We get in the car, and I would cry for the next 3 hours back to Milan, Tennessee. But then come Friday, I would say, let's go again. Because I believed they needed those babies. I believe my two little boys that didn't even know me needed their people in Dixon. And because I believed that, it didn't matter what I had to sit through because they needed their people. That little boy who don't even know his mama needed to know his mama's people. And so every week I would go and take them. And so after a while, B got tired of that. B would leave me. B would leave me sitting there waiting. B would say, I'm going to go see my sister over there across the street. I'll be back in a minute. He would leave me in the lion's den. See, that's why I know God. I know God locked them jaws of the lion's mouth because he would leave me in the lion's den. And this was several months, years, but he got tired of it because he was not going to defend us. He would not defend us. And since he would not speak up, I felt I shouldn't either. Because look, I don't know any of them. So I thought as long as he was quiet, then I would be quiet. But then it became a time where we would both sit. And B would eventually say, let's go.
Time to go.
Time to go. And I would get my baby and we would head back there. And it was hard. It was long. But I did it because whether they understood in the beginning that they needed those two little boys, I knew those two little boys needed them.
So and what most people don't realize is that we're not talking about a year or two
Oh no.
or three. We talking about 13 years
Mm.
of our marriage was just like that.
And it was other people.
Yeah.
All the friends that Booker and Vanessa had no longer liked him.
Preachers stopped inviting me to preach. Friends
Walked away.
just walked away.
And you know,
And I guess one of the reasons why we made it in this relationship is because we had nobody else
but
that we
God.
could turn to but each other in God.
Yeah.
So the what we tell people, the moral of our story is that if you both love God, God can teach you how to love each other.
Mm.
And that's what he did with us. He taught us how to love each other. And we just believe that.